I'm Christian J. O. Heraldez, and today we are gonna talk about Unit 1, Review of Related Concepts. So what are the objectives of this topic? Define and explain safety, accident, hazard, and risk. Discuss OSHS and Republic Act 11058. Enumerate the different types of hazards. List the different PPEs used in the shop and illustrate the safe use and maintenance of common tools. OSHS. So, definition of terms. Safety is free from risk and danger. Accident is defined as an unexpected and desirable event resulting in damage or harm. So, the accident can happen anytime, anywhere. Hazard is an unsafe condition or activity that if left uncontrolled can contribute to an accident. So pag dili na to makontrol ang hazard guys, pwede siya mag-cause of accident. Risk is the assessment of probability of loss and potentially amount of loss. Dolly Order Number 198 Series of 2018 Republic Act 11058, an act strengthening compliance with occupational safety and health standards and providing penalties for violations thereof. What are the objectives of the Republic Act 11058? To ensure a safe and healthful workplace for all working people, to protect every worker against injury, sickness, or death through safety, healthful working conditions, to promote strict but dynamic, inclusive, and gender-sensitive measures and formulations and implementation of policies and programs related to occupational safety and health. What are the 6 types of hazard? The 6 types of hazards is chemical, physical, biological, ergonomic, mechanical and or electrical, psychosocial environment. Chemical hazards or chemicals can exist in the form of dust, fumes, fibers, liquids, mist, gases, and vapors. So, ang chemical hazard is pwede nato ni siya makuha ani nga mga example. Sa mga given example. Chemical hazards found in construction site. Asbestos, lead, silica, cadmium, carbon monoxide, welding fumes, spray paints, cutting oil mist, silent vapor, solvent. Physical hazard is one of the example of hazard. So, what is physical hazard? Physical hazards are different types of energy which may be hazardous to workers. So, these are the example of physical hazard like noise, vibration, temperature extremes, and radiation. Next is biological hazard. Biological hazard is exposure may occur during demolition, renovation, sewer work on air handling systems, or other construction work from contact with contaminated or disease-carrying. So, kini nga mga examples diri nato pwede makuha ang mga biological hazard like soil, insects or mosquito, ticks or uban pa. Sa water pwede po nato siya makuha. Animals pwede po nato siya makuha. Bird and bat structures droppings ka ng mga nest sa langgam o sa bat. Ergonomic hazard can cause painful and disabling injuries. For example, musculoskeletal disorder (MSDS). This following situation may cause these injuries: heavy, frequent, or awkward lifting, repetitive task, awkward grips posture, using excessive force, overexertion, using improperly maintained tools, and hand-intensive work. Mechanical and or electrical. This includes the following that may cause injuries: electricity, machinery, equipment, dangerous goods, and forklifts. Psychosocial environment. This includes the following that may cause injuries: workplace stressors arising from a variety of sources. So, now let's talk about personal protective equipment. And these are the examples of PPE: legal requirements, air protection, respiratory protection, air protection, face protection, head protection, hand protection, foot protection, body protection, and fall protection.
So, good day everyone. I am reporter for the chapter 1 in the continuation of the topic in chapter 1, which is the occupational safety and health standards in the Philippines. And now I am going to tackle or my topic is all about the industrial safety. So, what is in industrial safety? So, industrial safety are measures or techniques implemented to reduce the skills of or injury, loss, and danger to persons, property, or the environment, or in any facility or place involving the manufacturing, producing, and processing of goods and merchandise. So, that's it. So, we all know na yung industrial safety is nag-deal siya para maibsan yung mga hazard, yung mga risk na maaring mangyayari sa atin when we are going to work in an industry. So there are terms that are commonly used in safety. So we have here accident, incident, hazard, risk, near miss, precaution, unsafe act, unsafe condition, bow tie, barriers, threat, asset, and first aid. So what is an accident? So, an accident is an unplanned, unwanted event which result to unacceptable or ugly consequences. So, kana siyang accident, muna siya ang, syempre, dili man dyan nato maiwasan when we are working in a industry na agi mga panghitabo nga mga accidents na makalid siya sa injury, kaila kanang yes, kanang nadyo'y mga reasons nga maka-accidental labaw na kanang dili ta magtarong or maghinahinay sa ato ang workplace or atong workplace walay tarong nga facilities para ana nga dili ta ma-accident. So napod diri incident. So incident is an unwanted occurrence that has caused or is capable of causing injury to the people, assets, reputation, or environment. So kani si incident kuan gyapon di siya ang kanang resulta aning incident is si accident. So kumbaga kani si incident pareha ni sila sa accident pero kanang si incident wala jud siya kanang ingon nga ma-damage jud ka kanang ma-encounter jud ay kanang maano jud ka kanang sa tawagan ay ma-injured ka or ma-destroy or ma-damage ana. Pero kuan na siya syempre dili man gina nimo matuyo nga in everything nga imong buhaton so nagi mga dili malikayan nga mga insidente, mga aksidente muna nga na-jud na siya dapat kabalutaan na para dili ta maingan sila. The third one is the hazard. The hazard is the potential to cause harm to people, machine, product, or environment. So kani si hazard mo ni siya ang makahatag sa og kanang harm. So dapat nato siya ning likayan ning hazard kay pag ma-harm ta ani dili lang pud kita ang ma-harm, pwede pud ang mga things or mga machineries, mga facilities nga naa dira sa inyuhang industry. Next is the risk. So kani si risk, the probability that an undesirable event will occur combined with the severity of the consequences of the event. So, una siya ang risk. So, napoy isa diri. Another one is the near miss. So, si near miss is an incident that could have caused injury to people, asset, or environment under slightly different circumstances but no consequences. So, kani siya ng halang-halang syempre yung incident, di ba, nang dili kayo ka nang encountered sa ano, pero kanang hapit ka ma kanang kuan, hapit ka ma ma-accident pero wala siya kanang consequences nga ingana. Excuse me. Next is the precaution. So the action or step taken to prevent an accident or control hazard. So si precaution, so kabalo naman jud taon sa nang precaution mo na siya ang ato ang buhaton para maka-avoid ta or ma-prevent nato nga dili kay ta kanang ma-hazard or ma-harm ana. Dapat kabalutaan na sa mga precaution kung naa may mga hazard nga or mga accident na mahitabo ana, kabalo dayon ta kung paano na siya maiwasan, dapat makabalutaan na. Next is the unsafe act. An act or action by an individual that could possibly cause injury, damage, illness, death, and etc. So na siya mga unsafe act, like ato ang astahan is dili siya safe sa atong like for example kanang wearing unsafe clothing na naa sa kuan, like welding imuhang dira ka sa welding na assign sa isa ka industry, tapos wala ka nag-wear og kanang appropriate nga goggles, appropriate nga clothing ng natural lang nimo nga suot imuhang ginagamit. So pag mapiskan ka ng mga kuan nila sa welding, so may possibility nga mas mapasok ka ingan mo na siya nga kailangan jud na safe ato ang mga buhat. The next one is the unsafe condition. So dire na ta sa unsafe condition. Ang kanisi unsafe condition is a condition or a situation state that could potentially cause injury, damage, etc. So kanisi unsafe condition kanang parehas anang ato ang mga gamit na wala sa condition or defective ato ang mga gamit dira pero wala siya na sa junk or wala pa na siya nato na ayo tapos gigamit nato. So mo na siya ang unsafe condition kay pagka ginagamit nato ang mga dili safety nga mga gamit or bisag kita unsafe condition nato is dili ta prone ana nya magpahawd-hawd ta, so dili gid na siya tama. So kailangan gyud na nata siya safe condition or lalo na nga ato ang mga ginagamit sa isa ka industry. Next is the bow tie. Bow tie or bow tie? I don't know. But a concept that explains what controls are in place to prevent the hazardous event or happening. So, kani si bow tie, kay mo ni siya ang kanang concept nga makahatag sa ato og kanang paraan para makontrol nato ang mga or maibsan nato ang mga hazards atong palibot or kanang makabalutan sa nato pag prevent ana para dili ta ma-harm or makakuan sa mga prone to accident, prone to incident ana. Next is barriers. So countermeasures put in the place to prevent a threat, combination of threats ultimately resulting to the release of hazard. So anang si barriers, so mo na siya ang kanang kumbaga murag protection nato kana, like for example para dili ta maanuhan sa noise sa atong palibot kung nato sa isa ka industry. So ang ato ang himuon nga barrier ana, we need to kanang kuan diri ata sa dapat atong industry is na ay nailainan nga like soundproof kana na para dili kayo maanuhan ng ato ang hearing sa over nga noise sa atong palibot. Okay na. The next one is the threat. So threat, something that could potentially cause the release of a hazard and result in an incident. So syempre pagka kuan dili ta magtarong or maging safety sa atong mga ginabuhat dira sa isa ka industry. So nagi mga threats sa atong mga kinabuhi, like yun nga yung paggamit ng inappropriate clothing, yung imbis na gumamit ka ng goggles kasi you were in a welding rod, ganun, gumagamit ka ng ganun para makagawa ka ng isang bagay. So, tapos, wala, you were not following any instructions or so threat na yun sa buhay mo kasi it will lead to accident or an incident. Then the next is asset. So what is asset? So the asset is a valuable thing or useful person put in place or organization for the survival and realization of the company's set goals and objectives. So kanang asset mo na siya ang ato ang gamiton para mas mulago pang ato ang industry, mo na siya ang kanang ato ang asset na like mga tao nga mga wide thinker, like maka-think out of the box na makabuhat o good idea para for the sake of the company to grow kana iyan na, or para sa isa ka industriya nga mulago kana iyan na siya, muna siya ang asset. And last is the first aid. First aid is the skilled application or accepted principles of treatment on an occurrence of any injuries or sudden illness using facilities and materials available all the time. So kana siya si first aid mo na siya ang ato ang gamiton naton na siya pag kanang like nasamad ka or syempre ang accident di magina siya maiwasan, magi makabalo kung kansa ka ma-accident or ma-incident ka. So ang first aid mo na siya ang atong buhaton para madali na, para matambalan nato dayon ang ato ang mga samad-samad nga na kung unsay available dapat ayan pwede siya gamiton kung unsay mga available nga kuan para sa first aid nato para matambalan dayon ta kaniyan dapat kabalutaan. So, next slide is the Factories Act of 1990. So, kani Factories Act of 1990, mo ni siya ang provide safeguard for workers to protect health, provides for safety at the workplace when dealing with machineries, improves the physical condition of the workplace, and provides welfare amenities. Only factories are covered by that. So, mo ni siyang act nga makakuan, mag-provide sa safety sa mga trabahante, sa mga sa workplace or sa isa ka factory o mga machineries, so mga physical conditions sa machineries. So, mo ni siya ang covered sa Factories Act of 1990. Next is the behavior analysis and consciousness. So, diri sa behavior analysis and consciousness, nakapaloob ang mga duties of employers and employee. So, ang sa employer, mo ni siya ang mga duties ani. It is the duty of an employer to ensure so far reasonably practicable the health, safety, and the welfare at work of all his employees. The employers achieve the overriding objective through the following. So, kani employer, so, kung sa employer ka, ang imuhag yung kuan ani, ang safety yun sa imuhang mga employees. So, so this first is the provision of a healthy and safe work plan. So, dapat nakaplano na na-providean na nimo kung unsaon ang pagkakaroon ng healthy and safe work plan ng mga employee mo. Another one is ensuring that systems are maintained in good order. So, dapat din na sigurado mo na yung systems na gagamitin or dapat naka-maintainado siya, dapat in good place or in good order. Next is provision of safe storage of chemicals and other harmful products of raw materials. So, dapat provided na yung mga safe storage of chemicals and other harmful product or raw materials. And next one is ensuring safe entry and exit of the work. So, syempre, when you are an employer, mo dyan na imong unahon. So, you have to ensure the safe entry and exit of the workplace. Dapat nakatarong din na siya, nakaayon dyan na siya. Another is provision of safety instruction and training to the employers regularly. So dapat provided na gyud ang mga safety instruction. So dapat yung mga instruction natin is para ma-safety tayo. Then the training to the employers regularly. Dapat yung mga employers naga-training din sila regularly. Another is enforcing safety laws and punishing employees for not complying them. So, kaya enforcing safety laws. So, dapat ano din kayang mga employers ng mga safety laws. And then, kung sino man yung hindi sumusunod doon, so, makakatikim talaga. Another is provision of adequate facilities and gadget at the workplace. So, provision dapat provided din yung mga kinakailangang mga facilities and gadgets sa isang workplace or isang factory. So, next is the piping away of harmful byproducts like dust, fumes, and noise. So, dapat ayan, mawawala na yung mga harmful products sa isang workplace or isang industry. Next is the provision of medical facilities for employees and their relatives. So, kailangan din ng mga medical facilities, dapat provided natin yung mga medical facilities for employees and for their relatives. Next slide is for the employees. So, on the other hand, the employees are expected to execute the following rules in order to ensure their safety at a workplace. So, di lang yung mga employers ang may kailangang gawin. So, also the employers. And they include, the employee must take reasonable care of the safety of himself and others at a workplace. So, kailangan dyan talaga na when you are an employee, kailangan mo din talaga siguraduhin yung safety, na dapat marunong kang mag-iwas sa mga dapat safety ka, not just you, pero also yung ibang mga katrabaho mo. Kailangan dapat doble ingat talaga para hindi lang ikaw yung malayo sa insidente or aksidente, pati na rin yung mga katrabaho mo. Next is must comply with the safe rules and policies of the workplace. So, syempre, as an employee, duty talaga yan